I am exhausted. I just arrived to New York. It's about 8 a.m. and the only sleep I got was that I got while waiting for the plane and on the plane. But I'm so excited. Waiting for my subway. I've been here before. Or have I? Part of me feels like I haven't, because each time I come, it feels different. And I do too. I am different. But I always, always, always love New York City. This is a city of constant change, so really one that's always the same, right? And that's what I love about it. Inside it is an infinite world of change, and that's what I'd like to feel like till the day I die.
Yeah.
This time around, I was in Brooklyn. I stayed with one of my best friends, like the best of them. One of the oldest, who's cried with me over our love for the Jonas Brothers once upon a time. I remember it was either in middle school or high school, and we legit made a pact that if what it took to have them was trading our two other best friends for them, we'd do it.
We're going to the concert August 21st. Yeah, baby. Okay, bye. I love you.
It was one of our biggest secrets, and well, now that's blossomed into a much more mature relationship, I promise. We see each other once a year at most, you know, adulthood and shit, but when we talk on the phone and are together, we're just like our kid selves, talking nonstop and over each other. Ages ago, in one of our long, debatably incoherent conversations, I mentioned how if one day I were to get married, she was going to be the one making my wedding dress. It's been a dream of mine since as long as her AIM screen name was I Love Fashion XO or whatever it was. And as a proper best friend is obligated to do, she's making that dream a reality now. You know, now that Tony came along to make my other dreams come true.
So why Brooklyn? What's the greatest thing about living in Brooklyn?
I'll let you know.
Let me know. Okay, fair enough.
So anyways, that's how I ended up in a part of Brooklyn called Bed-Stuy. That is where she lives. Apparently, this neighborhood was also the home of various famous people like Jay-Z, for example. I've been told that this was known to be a not-so-nice neighborhood before, but nowadays it's just partially gentrified, just enough for it to be a perfect balance of comfort, but still have some true culture.
I feel like you can kind of like get to know people, like your neighbors and shit a lot better. And
I would agree.
Like,
it feels that
like
way.
More neighborhood.
Yeah, it's not like so like downtowny.
Yeah, it like Manhattan can be like very chaotic, which is also kind of like the thrill of it.
Yeah.
But Brooklyn is like
It's like family.
family.
You already know how food is a big thing for me and my travels, because I mean, what much more really is there to life than good food and good friends?
It's like a Turkish baked eggs thing. So it's like tomatoes. People put different things in it.
So, of course, I was very happy to enjoy several good meals, including the ones made by the bestie herself. We also enjoyed this delicious bagel before hopping on the ferry, a place where I learned two things. The word for like fish spread and toppings is lox, and that the ferry is an incredibly underrated attraction that is actually a form of public transportation, so it's incredibly affordable. Overall, this was such a pleasant trip. I was able to hang out with my aunt, Tia Lucy, at one of the best Asian fusion restaurants I've ever eaten at. And I even got to see the beaches of Rockaway. And for whatever reason, we went to another bagel place here, where we got 2 dank sandwiches. You know, one doesn't usually think of the beach when they think of this city, and because of that, it was honestly the most perfect place to spend my last day with both Negaar and another very dear friend of mine, Peyton. Pepe is another friend that goes way back at this point. We met at such a weird point in life, a super significant one, no doubt. I was 19, she was 20 years old, and we were both in a foreign country alone, trying to figure things out. 7 years later, we've grown and rarely get to see each other, but I'm so grateful for the bond we created during that semester in Spain. And to see two of my best friends together is probably one of life's greatest pleasures for me.
Well, the excitement, the mysteriousness, like the idea that anything can happen. It's like, what's the word? The inspiration.
And do you think that appeal is true to itself? Do you think that
in a city full of millions of souls, life can get pretty overwhelming. You really ask yourself, could I live in such a monstrous city? What's the appeal? Could I keep my identity and keep true to myself with so many countless external factors and influences? Somewhere among those millions of souls, though, exist these couple of beautiful, gorgeous souls. Spending time with them was just a wonderful reminder of those changes we go through, no matter our coordinates, and how some things never really do change very much at all.